Want to know if your home looks dated? Well, some of these design mistakes were once expensive upgrades, but now they're making your home look like it's stuck in the past. I'm Carrie from Penny Modern, and today we're diving into 10 design mistakes that are making your home look dated. But don't worry, if your home is guilty of one of these mistakes, and my home actually has a couple of them in it, so you're not alone. I'll also be showing you some very simple and modern updates to bring your space into the present. And make sure you stick around to the end because the last one is going to be the most expensive design mistake that could end up costing you thousands, but don't worry, I'm gonna show you how to fix it. Let's get started with our first design mistake, which is all about window treatments. Have you ever seen those very elaborate, very fancy, swoopy curtains with valances and ultra heavy drapery? So that is something that can seem very luxurious, right? But it also can really date a space. So I'd say window treatments and drapery that are very thick, very heavy, and very complicated, maybe lots of ruffles, or something that has those valances, which are just the kind of a ruffle or a little short curtain at the top, or even two short curtains as well that don't go all the way to the floor. Those are curtain styles and window treatments that can definitely date your home. Very formal and heavy drapery can really make a room feel old-fashioned. Think, oh, it's almost like a medieval castle, right? Or this very heavy drapery as well can make a room seem very closed off. They also can block a lot of light, and people now are really wanting these bright, light, and airy open spaces, so you want more minimal drapery. This is an easy fix, right? So you can get a ton of different just store-bought, ready-made curtains as well as drapery that's a lighter texture. So you could do a linen, you could do a sheer. You also can do combinations. So you can have a sheer in addition to drapery, like a thicker room darkening one on the sides. There are so many options online. IKEA has a ton that I really love, but you can do a little bit more lighter and clean lined. And I do prefer to hang the curtains all the way up to the ceiling, as high as they'll go, depending on your ceiling height, and all the way down to the floor. And I do love to use a hook and a ring to create some pleats on the drapes. So that's another thing that will help you have a more elegant drapery-like look, but with store-bought curtains. Now, if you really love that layered look that a valance and a drapery panels can give you, another way to have that layered look is actually to use a roller shade or a Roman shade on the window. And then you also have your drapery panels on either side. So that'll help give you that layered look, but it's also going to make it look more modern and updated. Next up, and you've probably seen these before, are these very large and very kind of old-fashioned looking gigantic bronze chandeliers, or maybe a shiny gold chandelier that looks like it is a cleaning nightmare. It's a dust magnet. Those are going to be something that's going to make your home look dated. Also, some of the frosted glass sconces that are in certain shapes and styles, like particularly a tulip shape, and then Tiffany style stained glass lamp. Those also, although they can be a really pretty vintage look, certain styles can look kind of 80s and 90s. A lot of these older style lighting fixtures can really scream that they're from past decades, and they can really weigh down your space visually, especially like I was saying, those gigantic chandeliers that are very clunky and chunky. And now again, people really want something that's more sleek, modern, and airy to give their space a modern look. A lot of people are opting more for a pendant light in, again, these sleek lines and sleek shapes, not a lot of embellishment on it. You also can do something simple if you don't want to replace the whole fixture and it does have some kind of a glass shade on it. You can just swap those out and get new globes or new glass shades to put on your fixture, and that'll help update it and modernize it without spending a ton of money. And if you are going to change up your chandelier, you could opt for one that's a more modern and sleek and a sculptural quality to it. And again, trying to get those clean lines and avoiding a lot of ornate wrought iron aspects of your chandelier and getting those clean lines. That's going to give you a more modern and timeless feel. Comment below, do you love a kind of an old school vintage look to your chandeliers or your light fixtures? Let me know if you are team modern or team vintage. Let me know down in the comments below. Next up, we're going to be talking about a color scheme that might be making your home feel decades older than it actually is. Once upon a time, beige was the go-to neutral. Everybody had it all over their home, and some people painted their entire home in beige. Overloading your home with a beige or brown color can actually make it feel stuck in the past. Here's the fix. You can mix in whites, grays, or earth tones to really give you a more dynamic and modern color palette that's not all just sad beige one color, right? So that is the key, is if you already have beige walls and maybe you don't want to paint your entire home, you got to mix in some other colors. If you have a beige couch, beige rug or carpet, and then beige walls, that's just too much beige. So you got to switch things up and figure out, okay, how could I incorporate other colors? And again, you can use a neutral or earth tone color palette to go with the beige that you already have. And that is a great way to modernize your space. And if you're watching this video because you're planning to do your own home makeover or room makeover, I've got a great free gift for you. This is a room makeover planner and checklist, and it'll help you figure out what you want to keep, what you want to get. It'll help you build your budget as well as plan your layout. Download yours today for free at pennymodern.com/freebies, and that link is down in the description. This next one is if you've gone overboard in creating a themed room or strictly sticking to a certain very specific design style and having everything matching perfectly in your room, that could be something that's actually dating your home. If your furniture, rug, and wall art all match perfectly, it can actually be a little bit too perfect and seem staged, which can date your home. These overly coordinated or themed rooms can make your home feel like a catalog, but one from 15 years ago. In order to have more character and texture and layering to your home, you've got to really be able to take a couple risks and mix up your design styles, mix up your colors, mix up your textures. You could do things like having mixed metals, so different fixtures or hardware of different colored metals. You also can incorporate vintage pieces in addition to modern pieces in terms of furniture, and really mix things up and make it seem more like a collected room that you've collected different furniture pieces over time versus buying everything from the same store on the same day 15 years ago. Hit the like button if you agree that a mixed room of different styles or different textures and metals is the way to go, and that lets me know you agree. This next trend is actually a design style, and if you think of it, it is dark wood, wrought iron, lots of beige and brown, and then textured walls. And it was definitely a look for sure. That look is actually a Tuscan inspired home decor or design style, and that is where you have these heavy, very warm tones and very intricate and ornate features in your home that are a little bit too much like a theme, and they're definitely looking outdated today. And having a Tuscan style home was many people's dream homes back in the day, and it actually was very expensive to achieve, especially in those Tuscan style kitchens. So that is something that you definitely want to be careful of, having something that's too themey, especially if you're in a place that's nowhere like Tuscany. What could you do instead? If you do love that Tuscan style, you could incorporate some elements of that, but you could do more of a modern Mediterranean design style, which is definitely going to have a lot of light colors, very neutral, but more organic textures. and also subtle accents that are bringing that Mediterranean inspiration into your home. Maybe not everything is fully on theme, but you have a mix of modern as well as those Mediterranean influences, and that's gonna be something that'll help update your space. This next one is all about wall treatments. So do you remember when everybody was sponge painting their walls? I certainly do. My mom did it, and then this house that I bought, these walls were actually sponge painted when I moved in, and that was last year. And so there's also some things like a faux Venetian plaster. There's also distressed wood or palette walls. So these overdone faux finishes can really feel gimmicky, and they can get dated pretty quickly. You really want to stick to more timeless finishes that have been around for a long time. So a lot of people are doing the lime wash thing right now, and that is something that lime wash has been around for a very long time. And then a lot of people are doing plaster walls as well. And then these can be a little bit more natural if you keep them more neutral colored. The other thing that you can do is have a matte finish to your wall, or something that is more of a timeless look. So maybe a tile that is in a timeless material. Now I know this could be controversial, but I feel like lime wash is something that could be the new sponge painting in 5 or 10 years. Let me know what you think. Do you think lime wash is a timeless finish that people should be embracing on their walls? Or do you think lime wash is going to go the way of sponge painting? Or do you think they're almost the same thing? Let me know down in the comments below. Let's debate. Now, have you noticed when you're looking at all the latest in kitchen design trends that none of these kitchens have a microwave over the range? That is because over the range microwaves are definitely something that gives a dated look to your home. It was extremely popular. It's been popular for a long time. I'm not gonna lie. And I actually have one in my home, but again, we just bought this home last year and we don't have the tens of thousands of dollars that you need to fully renovate our kitchen right now. So we have it, and I'm gonna admit this is one of the design mistakes in my own home. But again, we just bought this house, so we gotta live with it for a while. If you have an over-the-range microwave, there are some other options for you. It actually is pretty easy to remove that microwave and replace it with a range hood. And they're actually much more effective at getting the smoke and grease out whenever you're cooking. So that is something to consider for sure. If you choose to remove that microwave and add your hood vent, then where do you put your microwave? Because I know a lot of us still use them, right? So a lot of people are doing built-in microwave that is in a cabinet, or you can do a microwave drawer, which again would be on a lower cabinet. Some people are putting them in their kitchen island. The other thing you can do is get a cupboard or a microwave cart to put your microwave in. I hid the microwave at my old house in our pantry. We had a double pantry, and I had an outlet in the back installed when we put those cabinets in, and that way you could just open the pantry and have your microwave in there. You also can do some on the counter cabinets as well to have an appliance garage and put your microwave in there. This next one is back in the kitchen. It also can be in the bathroom, and that is if you see a ton of grout lines in your countertops, that could be a sign they're dated. Yes, tile countertops are a thing of the past. Tile countertops with all those grout lines can just scream 80s and 90s, and they can definitely date your space. Luckily, if your cabinets are in good shape and you have tile countertops, you can actually just replace the countertops and keep your cabinets. So a great option that I absolutely love is quartz, also certain types of granite. Those are my two recommendations. You could try a butcher block counter if you wanted something that was a little bit on the lower cost side, but those do require some maintenance. But any of those options are gonna give you a more modern and very low maintenance and more sanitary look to your kitchen. Like this video if you think that having tile countertops are the worst. Granite countertops are next on our list, and these were considered the ultimate in luxury not that long ago, honestly, but some colors of granite just didn't age well. Speckled brown, some of the blacks, as well as busy pattern granite can make a kitchen feel instantly outdated. And I am definitely another victim or perpetrator of this, whatever you want to call it. Our kitchen has granite countertops and they definitely make my kitchen look dated. But again, this is a house that I bought last year and we are saving up money to renovate. What do you do to fix it if you have granite countertops? Again, you could, if your cabinets are in good condition, consider swapping out your countertops. You also could consider painting your countertops, which is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to get special countertop paint and paint my countertops to look like a marble or a quartz. Make sure you hit subscribe so you catch that video because it will be coming up pretty soon. And then you also, if you want a very durable material that's almost as durable as granite but not quite, is quartz. And that will help you get that stain resistance and heat resistance that you don't have to worry about using your kitchen countertops, right? It's definitely more durable than a marble. I would just say if you have those very busy countertops, you might want to avoid the busyness with your next selection and consider doing something with a very light veining or more uniform appearance to it, maybe like a soapstone look or maybe just something with very light veining in it. Next up is our most expensive design mistake that is dating your home. But first, if you want to learn how to decorate your home like a pro, but on a budget you can actually afford, hit subscribe because that's what we're all about here at Penny Modern. This last design mistake is definitely a big one and it could cost you thousands. And this is if you have purchased large dark wood furniture sets that are maybe made of cherry or mahogany, and they were once a sign of luxury and wealth, but now they just feel very bulky and outdated. Having these huge, gigantic furniture pieces in just a normal size bedroom really overwhelms the room and it actually can make your room feel smaller. And everybody wants to have a larger, more grand looking room, but that doesn't always mean getting larger, grand, king size furniture. What should you do instead? So if you do have this huge, heavy furniture set, you don't have to get rid of everything, but maybe you move some of the pieces into other rooms to spread it out throughout your house. Maybe you repurpose those nightstands and add them as an end table somewhere, or you switch that bed with that's in your primary bedroom into the guest bedroom and get something more updated. So you can mix and match furniture pieces. I definitely recommend making sure you mix furniture pieces from separate stores so you get that curated, collected look. You also can mix wood tones, but you want to make sure you mix warmer wood tones, maybe a darker and a lighter, but maybe they have the same undertone. So maybe they both have a little bit of an orangey or beige undertone to them, but you have a lighter and darker one. Or if you have cooler undertone already, maybe get something that's on the cooler side, but a dark and a light version. You can mix those woods together. And also you definitely don't want to get something that's too thick, large and heavy when you have just a regular sized room. So get something with thinner legs. It's a little bit thinner and not as thick in diameter in terms of the sides and the pieces. Or if you have a poster bed, getting something that's a little bit more sleek instead of these thick, crazy column-like posters. Now that you know which type of home decor and styles are dating your home, don't you want to know how to make your home look timeless? Well, then you've got to watch this next video, which is the hottest 2025 interior design trends that will give you a timeless look to your home. And you can watch that video right here. See you in the next video.